everyone, it's been a while since I made a video, and I think it's been even longer since I've had my hair done like this. Today I wanted to talk about my senior year experience plus some tips for incoming seniors. And I did a video like this last year for juniors, and I really like how the video turned out, and some of you guys said it helped you, so I figured I would do it again. And yeah, so just take everything I say in this video with a grain of salt, because it's really dependent on what school you're attending, what classes you're taking, and just kind of your surroundings. But I figured that this would be a helpful video, so that's why I'm doing it. First off, I want to start off with all the classes that I took. So for the first 9 weeks, I had band first period, second period I had AP physics, third period I had AP government, and I had fourth period off, and there's only 4 periods in a day. So band, it was definitely fun and stressful at times because I was one of the trumpet section leaders, so I got to learn a lot about what section leaders have to do, what's expected of us, and it was definitely an interesting experience, and I'm glad that I was able to do it and, be a part of the program in that way. And I'm glad that I did band because I learned how valuable being on time is, and getting up early and doing that consistently, and just a lot of other skills that I don't think I would have learned had I not been in band. AP Physics, I honestly don't think that I really learned anything. I couldn't tell you one formula that I remember from learning. Like, I just don't remember anything. And I'm really thankful to my friends for helping me out, and I was able to pass with a B, so I'm really thankful. And I was able to be exempt from my final because I didn't miss any school to my recollection, so that was also pretty cool. AP Government, I really enjoyed this class, definitely one of my top 5 classes that I've ever taken in high school. My teacher was really fantastic, and she just taught us a lot about the government, and it was really fascinating. It was just a nice environment to come every day, and I'm really glad that I did take that class. And I think anyone who's thinking about it should definitely do it because I had a lot of fun. And then fourth period off, I'm so glad I had fourth period off. Now, because I had band rehearsals after school, I couldn't go home after school. It would be kind of pointless to go home because then I would just come back for rehearsal. So what they did was they let us hang out at the band hall library, and that was cool. I got to hang out with some of my friends in band, relax, get some homework done, and it was just a nice way to decompress before the rehearsal started. And then after marching band ended, then I just started going home every day or hanging out with friends or something like that. And then for my second 9 weeks, I had band again, AP Physics, and then I had AP Macroeconomics, which I ended up dropping just because I really tried in that class, but I just was not doing well. I couldn't seem to grasp the concepts, and I felt like if I stayed, I just was going to get like a low grade, and I didn't want that, or I wasn't going to pass, so I decided to drop. And I'm really glad that I did because I switched to regular economics, and I passed that with like a 94 or something, and I made some good friends, and it was just a way better time in my opinion. So yeah. And then for the second semester, so I had band for first period again, and then second period I had AP literature and composition, and third period I had college prep math, and then I had fourth period off once again. So I already talked about band. Second period, AP literature and composition. It was definitely a challenging class. I struggled a lot in the beginning just because it requires a lot of deeper thinking than AP Lang did, and it just takes more effort. But as I went on, I definitely started to get the hang of it, and I ended up doing really well, so I'm satisfied with that. And also that I had a really good teacher makes a difference, and it just pushed me to become better as a writer. So I'm really thankful I was able to have the same teacher that I did for AP Lang, because I know that's not the case for everybody. And then college prep math, it was probably the easiest math class that I've taken besides geometry, which I was also really good at. My teacher made the environment just a really nice and relaxed one, and the way that she taught the concepts just made it so much easier to understand than almost any other math class that I've been in. And it just got to a point where I actually enjoyed going to the class every day, which was the first, because I remember every other year I had math, I dreaded going to it, but she just made the environment that much better, and I'm glad that I was able to have a teacher like that. I'm going to put my transcripts up, so I'm going to put off what I started off at the beginning of senior year to what I ended as at the end of senior year. So it's going to be my class rank, and I'm pretty satisfied with it. I'm also really satisfied because I ended up with no C's on my transcript, so here it is. Now, time for my experience. So basically, this year was just a really stressful year. There's just so much that I learned about myself, and a lot that I was trying to juggle and work on and everything like that. And overall, I'm really glad that I did band just because I honed a skill, which is playing trumpet. And I, especially this year, I really enjoyed everything that I got to do. And my improvement from the beginning of this year to the end of this year was huge. So I'm glad that I got to do that. And just have, one last year was really special to me. And then I met a lot of friends who really helped me out, especially during my hard times, and it just brought me out of my shell and taught me so much. And I definitely recommend that if you're not doing an extracurricular activity, then get into one, because I think it just makes the high school experience that much better. I feel like I grew a lot mentally, I think about twice as much as I did during my junior year, and I felt like I grew a lot during my junior year. I learned that I really enjoy painting my nails. Like, these are brand new. And yeah, it's just been a lot of fun. It's not something that I thought that I would enjoy, but I actually do, and I don't even hate pink anymore. Like, for my whole life I hated pink, and this year I'm actually starting to enjoy it. When we had a band banquet, I got Allison to do my makeup for it and then dressed up. It was nice doing something different than I originally had done before, and just trying new experiences. So I'm just saying, be open to new experience and trying new things, because it's a lot of fun and you learn a lot about yourself. As for my ranking in my school years, I think junior year was my favorite year, just because of, the people that I met and the experiences that I had. I think I enjoyed more. And then senior year would be second for me personally, and then freshman year, and then sophomore year. And also I learned that senior year is really expensive with application fees and everything like that. So, set some money aside and whatever. Also go to the senior events, the ones that I went to, I definitely had some fun at, and, see what it's like. And yeah, and also there was definitely times where I should have taken better care of myself and, reached out more. So that's definitely something to work on and, be open to doing for sure. As for socially, I think at the beginning of the semester it started off great, and then it kind of just got worse. And then second semester definitely improved, and I got to hang out with my friends more, particularly my best friend Jordan and Isaiah. And they really helped me out, and I really appreciate them because they're awesome. Now on to my tips portion. So first, I highly recommend getting fourth period off. It helped me not burn out as much, and especially during the last 9 weeks, that is really, really important. And just not dealing with 4 classes and dealing with 3 instead was a lot better for me mentally, and I was able to get more errands done and hang out with my friends, and I think it just helped me so much. So if you guys can get an off period, then I highly recommend it. Next is to get your driver's license before senior year. I didn't, and I really regret it, because it just makes everything so much harder, hanging out with my friends and just everything else that I would like to do. And I've done my driver's ed now, and I've scheduled my drive test, and hopefully I can get my license this summer, but I really regret not getting it sooner, and I just recommend getting it as soon as you can, because it definitely makes life easier. The next one is finish your college applications early. I finished mine, I think, early October, mid-October, something like that, and I was getting my, decisions back by then. It helped me out so much with stress. I had a lot of friends who were applying way later than that, and they were doing with school and all these other things, and it just made life that much harder and everything to deal with. So definitely apply earlier. It definitely helped me out a lot. Also, set money aside for application fees. Those things really, really add up. I cannot stress that enough. And if you can't afford them, please get fee waivers. Also, make sure you narrow down your colleges. I would say 5 at most, honestly, I think is the best. And really do your research and see what programs are best for what you want to do. And just try to do it as efficiently as you can, because whenever you finish them out early, it helps the stress significantly. The next is to take your SAT or ACT before your senior year. I said this in my video for juniors, and I'm saying it again because I cannot stress this enough. I didn't take mine until November of this year, and that definitely disadvantaged me. Luckily, I took my ACT in the summer, and I actually sent that to most of the colleges that I applied to, which really helped me out. But now there's actually an option to take the SAT during the summer, which I didn't have whenever I was going into my senior year. And yeah, so I would definitely say take advantage of that, because it helps a lot, and it'll just help the process so much. Next is to take videos and photo of almost everything. I was taking some picture and someone was like, oh, why do you take pictures or record everything? Because I want to remember things and, go back to good moments and times that I enjoyed. A lot of people think, oh, I'll remember this, but you honestly won't. There's so much stuff that goes on during senior and every year of high school, and you just forget, honestly. And it's nice to look back and say, oh, that was a good time, And I really regret not documenting more during my freshman and sophomore year, so I really decided to make up for that my junior year and also this year. And I also highly recommend the 1 second a day video. It really helps out. Next is think before you speak. This is really huge. I remember hearing this whenever I was younger and trying to actually apply it and failing, and this year taught me how important it actually is, and wow, it really, really helps. By thinking about what you're saying before you actually say it, you're making sure that you're getting out the best message that you possibly can and expressing your feelings in a good way, and also making sure that you don't say something that you regret, because once you say something that you regret or say something really mean, you can't take that back. The person's always going to remember that, and which is really, really huge. So by thinking before I speak, it's really improved my relationships with my friends and allowed me to have better conversations and just learn more about them, so I highly recommend it. The next is to acquire emotional intelligence and work to improve as a person. So I watch this YouTube channel named Kati Morton. I'll try to link it down below. But she's a licensed therapist, and through this channel I've learned so much about myself and the world around me. And through that channel and, just living life, I've really learned emotional intelligence. And basically what I understand it to be is just to understand my actions and how they affect others, and also working to understand how they feel, my friends and whoever I'm talking to, and just working to improve our relationship. And I saw this thing on Twitter, and I thought it was really funny, so I'm going to throw that up right here. Next is boundaries. So basically, it's just speaking up whenever something bothers you, or just putting a boundary and saying, hey, I don't like when you do that. I will not put up with that. And it just lets people know the standard that you like to be treated with, and it sets up a conversation, because I learned by not saying anything, no one's going to know how you feel if you just keep everything inside. And by starting up that dialogue and by saying, hey, this bothers me, it helps them know, like, oh, I shouldn't do that anymore. And most likely that will change, your relationship will improve. And it just really helps out. So I highly recommend it, just because it's helped out my relationships with my friends so much. Lastly, I wanted to say, don't expect senior year to be your best year. I was talking with my friend Marissa about this a while ago, but I think there's so much expectation on senior year has to be your best year to your last year and whatever, and it's honestly not. So I think there was a lot of things in senior year that went well for me, and in some ways it was my best year. Like, for example, I was able to, like I said, be a section leader for band, which was awesome. I made a region band for the first time. And I also got Outstanding Soloist, which was amazing, and a goal that I've wanted to do ever since I've been in band in high school. And yeah, but in other ways, it just wasn't. And senior year is a lot harder than people make it out to be. And I hate whenever people say, oh, senior year is easy. No, it's not. I think it's the second hardest year. I think junior year is the hardest year. You're dealing with applying to college and figuring out your next steps after you graduate, and you're battling senioritis and trying to keep the grades up, which is such a struggle. I can't stress that enough. And I think for me, it was mentally the hardest year, and I got through it with help of my wonderful friends, my best friend Jordan, my friend Isaiah, my friend Marissa also helped me out a lot, and all of my other wonderful friends. It just really helps out to talk to someone whenever you're struggling, and to get your feelings out, and to get help, most importantly. And I want to say, if anyone watching this finds themselves struggling mentally, like I did at times, or in any other way, please reach out to someone. It really helps out. And, despite what some people or sources might say, mental health is really important. If your mental health isn't good, then nothing else matters. So just make sure that you're reaching out. And yeah, just don't expect senior year to be your best year. Try your best and, do what you can, but don't be like, oh, senior year is going to be the top, because it's just putting a lot of pressure on you, and it's just not going to make the experience as good as it can be. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Hopefully I included everything that I could that will help the incoming seniors. If there's anyone who graduated like myself who thinks that I forgot something, please leave a comment down below. That way they can be notified, because I want to help my incoming seniors as much as I can. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a like down below. It really lets me know to keep making more videos like this, and that you guys enjoyed it. You can also click the red subscribe button right down below this video to be notified every time I post. And if you click the bell next to that, then you get a notification to your phone every time I post, so you do not miss when the new video comes out. If you click the first link down below the description, it will take you to my second channel. A new video is coming out tomorrow, and that video is supposed to be about graduation, my experience, so subscribe. Highly recommend you guys check that out. Also, you guys can follow me on Twitter, which will be right down below that. I got my old Twitter back, and I'm using that, and I'm still using the new one that I made, so if you guys want to follow either of them, both will be linked down below the description. I'm planning on being very active, and you guys can also check out my Instagram. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.